Alrighty, hello everyone and welcome to episode 6 of the Pokémon Storm Silver playthrough. And in today's episode, hopefully we will be able to obtain the Olivine City Gym Badge. But before we do that, we have to go over to the Safari Zone and see what the heck happened with Boba. If you guys remember in the last episode, Boba called us right when we got out of the lighthouse, and then he immediately got kidnapped by a bunch of guys in black suits or black clothes. So that means that Team Rocket is on the prowl. But before we head over there, I'm going to show you guys the new team composition that I have lined up. So a couple new team members here, a couple team members got switched out, so I'll go ahead and go through everybody, and we'll get situated. I'll explain how I caught these guys and what I did. So obviously Zomu the Espeon will stay on the team, and as of right now, I'm sure that Zomu the Espeon is probably the only team member that I 100% want to have into the in-game. Espeon as a Pokemon is just fantastic already. I mean, Psybeam, it's not Psychic, but it does fantastic damage to what we've come up against. Next up is our newest member. We have Havoc, the Shelgon. Back in Union Cave, there is a staircase kind of more toward the top, closer to the entrance off by that route that comes off of Violet City. If you head down that staircase, there is a Bagon and a Gibble encounter that you can find down there. It took a little bit of time for me to catch the Bagon. Probably took me about like 10 minutes of just running around in the cave because I think it's a pretty low encounter rate. But with this, we will not only be able to catch or get a Salamence later, but we also will be able to have a very powerful Pseudo-Legend Dragon type. Moving on to the next one, we have God, the Swampert, with the Damp ability, which I do believe is his hidden ability. As you guys can see, we found this in Azalea Town. If you head into the Pokemon Center in Azalea Town, there is a clown that stands kind of on the left side of the healing area, and you take a little quiz that he gives you, and you get access to either Torchic, Mudkip, or Trico. And of course, I picked Mudkip. Having a water type is definitely something that we need. I liked Kabuto as a Pokemon and possibly having Kabutops, but that ground typing and higher defenses definitely give Swampert the edge. Of course, I went ahead and evolved Quilava into Typhlosion, so that way we are prepared for the fight against Jasmine, the Steel-type gym leader. I was also able to evolve Togepi off-screen and teach it Fly. More than likely, I'm not going to use Togekiss since the Fairy typing is not in this game. I think I would rather use Salamence and switch out Togetic for another Pokemon. But for now, we're going to keep it in the party as our Flyer. And then finally, of course, we have Volt, the Ampharos, who has gotten up to a pretty high level along with our Espeon, just from a lot of switch training that I had to do to get these guys up. I went back through and I defeated a lot of the trainers that we didn't fight before, so it's definitely a good amount of levels that we gained from this, but we will head over here and we are going to go over toward where the Safari Zone is, and we are going to try and help out Boba. So, of course, Team Rocket immediately is going to be right at the gate. We got to pay up with our Pokemon, and we will get challenged to a battle. Alrighty, and with that, the Team Rocket grunt is down. Arr, this ain't over, kid! And we get to pass on through, and we will fight against more Team Rocket grunts. Alrighty, and with that, the next grunt is down. Let's head up here, and we have another one. Looks like one more left before we head out to the open entrance of the cave. Alrighty, so the last Team Rocket grunt in the cave is down, and Espeon unfortunately got taken out at the end of that battle there. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to revive Espeon, and I'm going to put it up to almost full health, and then I'm going to switch out probably to Swampert and put Swampert into the first position, so that way we can move on and take out the rest of the Team Rocket grunts. One of the Team Rocket grunts said something about an executive, so I'm willing to bet we got a little mini boss fight coming up here at the end of the entire area, probably when we get to the Safari Zone. I can imagine this whole area is littered with Team Rocket grunts. So we'll come up here, and Myra, I think that's a new character. Oh, you must be Will. Boba asked Myra and her companions for help, but now he's stuck at the Safari Zone. Myra never saw him, but she did hear a trainer called Will would be arriving. Help Myra defeat these guys. Defeat us? We'll see about that, punk. So, Myra has an Alakazam, and something that I also noticed is that she is speaking in the third person, which is something interesting that I'm gonna look forward to getting an explanation on. I'm not gonna skip this trainer battle, only because I'm kind of interested in doing a bit of a double battle, but I'm also really sorry, Myra, but your Porygon 2 is probably gonna get taken out here, or at least drop down pretty low. I'm gonna go ahead and use his Surf, that way we can get Drowsy down, and hopefully Rhyhorn does not have Sturdy. Luckily it did not, so Rhyhorn goes down pretty easily there. Drowsy's probably going to fire off a, hopefully not a confusion move like a Confuse Ray. Okay, good. So it uses Meditate, which raises its attack. Drowsy is a special attacker, so that's definitely a bit of an interesting choice there, but we'll go ahead and use Surf again since I know that Porygon 2 won't die. I say that right as Porygon 2 is going to probably die to this Surf because that Shadow Sneak was actually super effective, which means Porygon probably got retyped over to a Psychic type in this game. Unfortunately, the Drowsy still does not go down, but luckily the Gyarados does off of a Psybeam from that Porygon 2. So we got a little bit lucky there that the AI isn't just completely sucking wind. Drowsy also fires off a Psybeam, which does a little bit of damage to our Swampert as Licky comes out. So I'm going to go ahead and I assume that the Porygon probably will not do really a lot of damage to the Licky, so I don't mind Myra's Porygon going down in favor of more Surfs. Licky does not get dropped below half, which sucks. That means it's going to be probably 3 Surfs that are going to take this guy out, but luckily we can also take out the other Grunt's Pokemon in the process. The first Grunt only has the Licky, while this second one has a couple of others. Myra will throw out a Togetic, which is unfortunately just going to end up being fodder for some more Surfs, unless it happens to use Fly. But Togetic, actually, speaking of which, since it's on our team, when I was training it up, it's not a bad Pokemon, but a normal and flying type, I really don't want to just use a normal and flying type as my flyer. I'd rather go ahead and, you know, grab Salamence, have that way I can also have a pseudo legendary that's really powerful, and that frees up a team slot for more than likely Lucario is probably what I'm going to try to pick up next. A fighting and steel type is definitely going to be one of the best types in the game, and especially if I don't end up using our starter Inferno into the end game, I'll be able to have all of the fire type super effectives covered. Rock and ice, of course, can get countered by Lucario's fighting and steel types, and then all the grass and bug types I can leave to Salamence. So that'll work out with the type mismatches there. We did get paralyzed, however. Sharpedo is their last Pokemon, and Alakazam also comes out, so that means I'm going to switch over to Mud Bomb. The Alakazam thankfully won't get hit by me at least, but that Sharpedo did a shit ton of damage, and Alakazam goes down in one shot. That was ridiculous. That Sharpedo is really packing a punch. So Myra's all out of Pokemon, so it's going to be us and our team of 6 versus the Sharpedo. Unfortunately, Swampert's having a little bit of problems landing an actual attack, as a critical hit also does a good amount of damage to us, but luckily Sharpedo will go down in one shot from Swampert's Mud Bomb, which is good for us. Hopefully, it'd be nice if Myra would heal our team, but if not, then I'll pull off to the side and I will heal up Swampert. Since Swampert took a bit of a beating in that battle, but Swampert was able to take out pretty much all of those guys, so that was pretty easy. Thanks, there's more Team Rocket up ahead though. Myra will heal your Pokemon, which is nice. We definitely needed that one. Alrighty, and with that we can keep moving forward. There is a strength blocking the way, which kind of sucks, but I see a couple trainers. I recognize the top trainer from Eterna Forest, and I do believe that this guy is from the Sinnoh Battle Frontier. Buck is his name. I was wondering when you would arrive. We came to help, but there's more of these rocket goons than we can handle, but now that you're here, we can take them down. That Team Rocket grunt said brats, rats, and something else. Alrighty, so we got 2 more Team Rocket grunts to face off against, but we also get to have Buck on our side, which is cool. Buck, if I remember correctly, in the Sinnoh region, he was over in the Battle Frontier, and he was helping us out back then with, I want to say it was Heatran was what Buck was helping us capture. He would give us the Magma Stone, or his granddad would give us the Magma Stone, something like that, or help us with it. It's actually been a while since I played the Sinnoh games. The last time I played them was actually Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which for anyone who's played those games knows that they're not really the most memorable games. So unfortunately, Swampert was not able to take out the Gloom in one shot, so we're going to try for another Mud Bomb here, bring it down a little bit, and Umbreon does a little bit of damage to that Murkrow. Actually, if I'm not... No, that Murkrow was confused. I'm sorry about that. But with that, Swampert will go down. It slipped my mind that Gloom was actually a grass type, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw out Inferno, and Inferno learned Lava Plume upon evolution. So we'll go ahead and throw out a Lava Plume. I'm not too worried about the Umbreon, seeing as how it's just kind of a stall mon and not really a damage mon. So even if it gets burned, it's not really like it was going to do a whole lot of damage anyway. Luckily though, Umbreon takes basically no damage, does not get burned, and we are able to take out the 2 Rocket Grunt's first Pokemon. So with that, Inferno's gonna gain a little bit of experience, but nobody levels up. Umbreon actually has Psychic, which makes me feel a lot better if I happen to burn it. That way it won't hinder its attacking ability. And speaking of that Psychic, that's going to be very much necessary against that Nidoqueen that just popped up. I'll go ahead and fire off a Lava Plume, but it's not really going to deal a whole lot of damage. There goes the burn on Umbreon, which kind of sucks as it's going to get a little bit of chip damage taken. Nidoqueen also will throw out a Body Slam onto Umbreon, but that's not really going to do a whole lot, as Umbreon's Psychic takes Nidoqueen a little further down into the yellow, and luckily Loudred's attack missed. So we're going to go ahead and throw out another Lava Plume and try to get another wave of these Pokemon down, and we'll go ahead and progress after this battle. I'm definitely kind of interested to see what executive is up at the the Safari Zone. For those who played the original Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you'll know that the Safari Zone was kind of just an area to catch Pokemon. There really wasn't anything else there, but in this ROM hack, there's an entire Team Rocket storyline, it looks like, that we're running into, so we'll be able to get through this and then face Jasmine and acquire our not our 5th badge, I'm sorry, our 6th gym badge. We're already getting pretty far into the game. Unfortunately, her Umbreon went down, and Octillery comes out, and so does Nuzleaf. Luckily, though, Inferno happened to also learn Thunder Punch, which, if you guys happen to play the original Gold and Silver way back on the Game Boy Color, you'll know that Thunder Punch was a TM that you could purchase from the department store in Goldenrod City. So you could buy it at the beginning of your game, evolve your Quilava into Typhlosion, and Typhlosion could learn Thunder Punch. So pretty much with just Typhlosion and HM Slave and maybe the Red Gyarados, you could clear out Gold and Silver pretty easily. And I had a lot of fun playing through Gold and Silver, actually. I built up more of a team. When I played, I didn't just use 2 Pokemon and an HM Slave. I was just kind of making a point about how good Typhlosion and actually the Red Gyarados as well are. But the fact that Typhlosion gets Thunder Punch in this game is definitely really good coverage, and definitely kind of, when I saw that it learned that, it kind of raised my eyebrow about the possibility of using it later in the game for some of the fights, because I definitely was thinking about switching out Inferno for maybe a Lucario, but we'll have to see when that time comes. Yeah, Master Archer won't be happy with us. Well, that tells us the executive that's here. That was a smoking hot battle, but it's not over yet, though. Let me heal your Pokemon. So it looks like this ROM hack is actually being a little forgiving for once, and healing our Pokemon up after each battle. So we'll go ahead and grab a revive here. And something that I just noticed as well is that the path is actually blocked. So that means that the HM Strength is accessible, we just don't have it. So what I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to fly over to, I want to say Ecruteak City is where you get Strength. So I will be right back. Alrighty, so a little something interesting happened. I flew over to Ecruteak City because in the original Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, directly to the right of Ecruteak City, the route houses Mount Mortar, I believe it's called, and if you just step onto the route in front of the cave, a guy will come running out of the cave and he will give you strength. But in this game, however, I went back and there are 2 people blocking the way, and so I was just like, well shit, maybe there's something around the area that can help me. So I came back and the boulder was gone. So let's head on in and see what else this cave has to offer us. Cliff Cave. Alrighty, we'll head up the ladder just right here. And look at that. An executive. Come to mess up our plans? I'm a Team Rocket executive, and unlike that full Proton, I won't be beaten so easily. Petrol, the gas man, is here to face us. Executive Petrol has 4 Pokemon, and he leads with a level 36 Raticate. So we will send out God, and we will drown the entire mountain with our Surf, as Super Fang will knock us down to half. Super Fang, if I'm not mistaken, does, what's the word? 50% of your health. So Hyper Fang will come out and do a little bit more damage, as that Raticate will go down. And we'll gain a little bit of experience there, and it's not enough to level up, but out comes Skuntank. Now, I'm fairly certain that Skuntank here is going to provide us a little bit of problems if I do not use Swampert because of the ground typing, so I'm going to go ahead and heal Swampert up really quickly before we continue on facing this Skuntank, as I can also imagine it's going to probably poison us as well. No, the Double Edge will come out. and do a little bit of damage as Skuntank gets hit with the recoil. I'm going to go ahead and throw out a Mud Bomb and try to do a little bit of damage to this thing, as it actually manages to outspeed us with another Double Edge. So it's a little scary if we don't happen to kill this thing right now. Skuntank will get dropped very low into the red, so if it happens to use Double Edge again, there's a good chance that the recoil will kill it. No, it is not enough, so we're going to go ahead and use Mud Bomb and get that Skuntank out of here, and hopefully Swampert can also get up to level 39 as well. The more levels we gain, the better. I wouldn't say we're over leveled anymore. I tried to get the team leveled up, but not over leveled. I was talking about that a little bit in the last video. So God levels up, level 39, like I said, and out comes Weezing. I do believe Weezing has Levitate, so I don't really have a problem letting Swampert go down here. Sludge Bomb will not kill us, luckily. However, we do get poisoned, which kind of sucks for Swampert, as the Surf will do a good amount of damage, bring Swampert very low into the red, and that Weezing knows Fire Blast, and it also lands a critical hit. So not a good day for Swampert so far, as he got poisoned and then smashed in the face with a critical hit. Fire Blast, which is definitely interesting. I almost switched into Inferno, but I'm actually going to go ahead and switch into Zomu and use the Psychic typing to take down these poison types. I'd imagine he probably has another poison type last on his team. I believe he had 4 Pokemon, so Espeon will get a little bit of levels here, or gain 1 level here, a little bit of experience, and go up to level 43 as it wants to learn the move Last Resort. I'm hoping Espeon learns Psychic soon, or at the very least I can find the Psychic TM pretty soon. That'd be nice, just so I can pack a little bit of extra firepower. Like I said earlier at the very start of the video, Espeon's Psybeam has been more than enough to deal with a lot of the fights and trainers in this game, so it's pretty good that it's been doing that, but it would definitely be nice to get a full power Psychic. Petrol will go down, and hopefully he moves out of the damn way. I see, no matter, you're bound to be far too late already. You don't even know what we're after. Petrol dropped TM06. I doubt that's Psychic, but it'd have been nice if it was. Actually, it didn't even tell us what that was, and I have no idea what TM06 is, so let's take a look really quickly and see. TM06 is Toxic. Alrighty, so we don't have any poison types on our team, but if we happen to grab some at some point, then we have Toxic that we can teach them. We'll help. I believe her name was Cheryl. I completely just did not read that at all. I remember her from Eterna Forest in the Sinnoh region. Once again, these Team Rocket Grunts are going to have 6 Pokemon apiece, and maybe it's not so much of a bad thing that we let out with Shelgon, as Shelgon, for some weird reason, happened to learn Ember at level 30-something, I believe. I think it was like level 30 on the dot, actually. So we'll go ahead and fire that Ember off onto the Snover. However, the Snover actually used an Ice-type move on that Drifblim, so it got the outspeed and did a little bit of damage. The Drifblim went up in the air, so more than likely I can imagine it's going to target that Snover. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to switch it up and try to target that Houndour, so that way I don't hit it with a Fire-type move, because I can imagine that Houndour has Flash Fire or something along those lines to negate Fire-type moves. So Houndour is going to hit it with a Feint Attack, do almost enough damage to take out Drifblim, but Drifblim's actually kind of tanky, so pretty good that it didn't. Shelgon does a good job taking out Houndour with the Headbutt, and Hail is also falling as well. Luckily, that Drifblim does not go down. Unlike the last few battles, I'm not going to try to intentionally take out my damn team members. Not my team members, but my teammates. As a Persian and a Vibrava come out, I'm going to go ahead and throw out a Dragon Claw onto that Vibrava. A Dragon Breath to try to chip it down a little bit. Drifblim's Aftermath does a good amount of damage to Persian, so hopefully whatever Pokemon that Cheryl has next will do a good amount of damage. Vibrava hits us with a Dragon Breath of its own. Hopefully we can actually kill it with ours. Yes, indeed we can. And Vibrava goes down. We get a little bit of experience from that and a little bit of hail damage all across the field. It drops us into the red, which kind of scares me a little bit. I'm probably going to switch out to Ampharos to help us deal with that Fearow, especially because Cheryl throws out a damn Wobbuffet, which isn't going to help anybody. So at the very least, if the Persian and the Fearow happen to attack that Wobbuffet, more than likely maybe a Mirror Coat or something can bounce and attack back. Wobbuffet takes a good amount of damage from 2 Dark-type moves. Jesus. Wow, so good thing they targeted the Wobbuffet, as that counter comes right out. That's going to knock the Persian down. Okay, so maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe Wobbuffet's not so bad. That counter definitely came in clutch, as Persian was the one I was a little scared of. But with Volt out onto the field, that Fearow should not be a problem. Gligar will also come out, so what I'm going to do I'm going to go ahead and Thunder Punch the Fearow and get that one taken down. I can imagine Wobbuffet's probably going to counter on the Gligar, but no, Gligar will outspeed Wobbuffet and Ampharos, and down goes the Wobbuffet. So I'm going to Thunder Punch the Fearow and get that guy knocked down a little bit, just like that. Unfortunately, Gligar is a ground type, so I'm probably going to have to figure something out with that, especially since I think Swampert is actually dead. But Shelgon wants to learn Zen Headbutt, which is not bad. I'm going to get rid of Headbutt for that one, because Zen Headbutt, being a Psychic type, I can deal with any pesky fighting types that I might happen to come across. Salamence can definitely learn a very interesting variety of moves, so I definitely have to think about how I would like to use it. But out comes Blissey, and instead of switching, I'm going to go ahead and use Signal Beam on Gligar and see how much damage I can do. A pretty good amount of damage for a move that's not very effective, as luckily it will not use a ground type move on my Ampharos. However, the Blissey happened to know Ice Beam, so Gligar will go down just like that. And we take out the 2 Team Rocket Grunts, easy peasy. No way, how did we get beaten? Thank you for your help. You have my gratitude. I'll heal your Pokemon as a thanks. Perfect. So our Pokemon get re-healed up, and Swampert comes out with us. So let's head and see what else this area has to offer. A nice waterfall over here on the side. And I want to say you're also from the Sinnoh region. I think you were in the cave that leads out to Shaman. Marley. Yeah. I do not. It was in Victory Road in the Sinnoh region after you defeat the Elite Four. And I believe you actually had to beat the Battle Frontier, or obtain the National Dex in Platinum to be able to find her in Victory Road. So I remember she's pretty strong. She has she had an Arcanine by her side, but she'll lead out with this Sneasel. I'm gonna throw a Mud Bomb onto the Electro. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so the Electrode was gonna self-destruct, but luckily Swampert's hidden damp ability prevents any kind of explosion or self-destructing moves of that nature. So that definitely kind of helps us out a little bit. However, our Mud Bomb misses, so we're going to try that one more time, as the Graveler will come out from the other Team Rocket Grunt. Electrode will throw out the Light Screen, which sucks. I think Mud Bomb is actually a special attacking move, so that one's going to kind of hurt a little bit. But luckily that Ice Punch did about half HP on that Electrode, so we're able to take it down with a Mud Bomb. And Graveler isn't really much of a threat. Rock Blast, well, it's not a threat to us. Maybe to that Sneasel, yes. That Sneasel will go down to said Graveler, but as long as Swampert survives, I think we're okay. Honestly, anything that gets Marley's Arcanine out quicker works for me, as the Team Rocket Grunt will send out a Venomoth and Marley will send out a Ninjask. I don't really care too much about a Ninjask, so I'm going to go ahead and use Surf. That way I can take out both of these Pokemon as her Ninjask manages to take out Venomoth. I thought Venomoth was a bug and poison type, so seeing an X-Scissor, which is a bug type move, be super effective makes me wonder what got a type change. I'm not sure if Venomoth got a type change or if if X-Scissor got a type change. But regardless, both of the Venomoth and the Graveler will go down, as Marley's Ninjask manages to survive our Surf, which is fantastic. So it means I don't have to just start killing stuff randomly. As the Team Rocket Grunts will send out Misdreavus and Magneton each. I'm going to hope that Ninjask will target the Misdreavus, as I'm going to shoot for a Mud Bomb onto the Magneton, as luckily Ninjask does throw out an Aerial Ace onto the Misdreavus. Magneton should go down. Yes, no Sturdy for the Magneton, so that makes that one easy peasy. I believe Misdreavus will probably just target Ninjask. Oh, actually, I get targeted. Oh, wow. Look at that. So we lose a little bit of health as Misdreavus manages to go up to full health. I'm going to go ahead and throw out a Surf, mainly just because at this point it's kind of a formality for the Team Rocket Grunt, and Marley's Ninjask doesn't matter, as we managed to land a critical hit on it, which is actually kind of funny. Misdreavus does not go down, which actually kind of sucks, as it's going to throw out a critical hit Side Beam, and it'll confuse us. But luckily Marley's Arcanine will come out to kind of even this out a little bit. We'll throw out a Mud Bomb. Arcanine's going to outspeed everyone, though, and take out the Misdreavus. And with that, those Team Rocket Grunts are down. Marley should heal us, and we can head into the Safari Zone, and we can see what the hell Team Rocket is actually trying to do here. I can imagine they're just trying to poach everything in the Safari Zone, so, you know, nothing new there for Team Rocket, but it's pretty cool that we get this little Team Rocket side quest, and that we get to take care of this. So let's face off against Ariana, a Team Rocket executive. Wow. So we get 2 executives, and I can imagine the third one is probably hiding in the back of the base somewhere. So Ariana executive will throw out 4 Pokemon. Arbok is going to be one of them. Swampert will come out, though, to immediately counter that. Luckily, I think Mud Bomb is a special attacking move, so that Intimidate isn't really going to matter. However, Arbok knows fucking Seed Bomb for some reason, so that is going to matter. We'll go ahead and throw that Mud Bomb out, like I said. Hopefully kill it in one shot. We do not, so because I'm not really too interested in losing Swampert right now, I'm going to go ahead and throw out Espeon and get this Poison type out of our way. I can imagine, if I remember right from the original Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Ariana had a lot of Poison types and a lot of Pokemon that were just kind of weak to Psychic in general. So hopefully Espeon can kind of solo through this battle a little bit. Arbok goes down to Espeon's Psybeam, experience kind of shared around a little bit, and Honchkrow comes out. So that is not a Pokemon that is weak to Psychic type. So I'm going to switch out Espeon in favor of Ampharos. That way I can tank out whatever kind of Dark type move is going to come out my way while also dishing out a Electric type move on the next turn. Brave Bird actually comes out, which does about 30 damage to our Volt and a little bit of damage to Honchkrow. It's going to use Dark Pulse, hopefully no flinch, because I want to throw out a Discharge. There we go. So we'll fire out the Discharge. And boom, Honchkrow goes down. That leaves Ariana with 2 Pokemon left. Hopefully not a ground type that I... Okay, good. Vileplume comes out next. So Vileplume is another... Let's see. Vileplume's not too strong, so I'm going to go ahead and switch Volt out for Inferno. Get the Fire type onto the field so I can hopefully get through this whole battle without losing any team members. That'd be nice. Sleep Powder also misses, which is really clutch for us. I'll throw out the Lava Plume, hopefully take out Vileplume in one shot. No, I do not, but Vileplume does get burned. The Sleep Powder will hit us. Because Vileplume is literally on fire, I'm going to go ahead and throw out an Awakening really quickly. I know I have one in the back pocket. Just to get Inferno awake, and hopefully Vileplume should die on this turn here. Sludge Bomb will come out, do a good amount of damage. Holy, was that a crit? No, it was not a crit. That's just what Sludge Bomb did to us. That's a little scary. Okay, so Inferno will get a little bit of experience, and Volt gets some as well and levels up to level 43. And out comes the last Pokemon of the Executive, which is a Jinx. I'm hoping this thing isn't going to give me any problems. It should be an easy one-shot as Ice is weak to Fire. And just like that, Jinx will go down, Inferno should level up, and we will have defeated Executive Ariana for the first time. So we faced 2 new Executives that we have not seen before from Team Rocket, and we managed to defeat them both without really any hassle at all. So that's pretty good. Had to do a little bit of switching on Ariana, but given that we didn't lose any Pokemon, I feel like that makes up for it. For a brat, you're very strong. I must inform Archer. And then Ariana will drop TM84. I wonder what that is. So before we move up any further, I'm going to heal up the team a little bit because I can imagine we're probably going to have to face at least the Executive next and maybe a Grunt or 2. So God will get healed up, Inferno will get healed up, and so will Volt. And then we will also take a look and see what TM Ariana dropped. Jesus Christ, I just stuttered. She dropped TM 84. So I want to, if I had to take a guess, given that Petrol, the gas man, dropped Toxic, this might be Sludge Bomb. It is Poison Jab. Okay, so pretty cool. So if we happen to get something, maybe Drapion, something along those lines, a cool poison type, we can use that. We'll come up, we're hit Route 48 up here, and a wild patch of grass. So I'll come back through here and I'll take a look at what's in there. But we'll come up into the Safari Zone, and it is weird seeing nobody in here. 2 Team Rocket Grunts guard the front. If we have to do this battle solo, I'll skip it, but if not, I'll do it. Oh, it's closed for repairs. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we get to explore around a little bit, and we will see if we can find anything that'll help us get these 2 guys out of the way. So, oh, okay. Looks like I didn't actually need to heal and waste all those items, which kind of sucks. Oh, okay, cool. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, great. I was going to say it would have sucked to waste all those potions for no reason. But here we have the head of Team Rocket, I believe. Oh, no. Well, oh, well, no matter. Oh, look at that. Riley is here to help us. Riley is also from the Sinnoh region. And I believe he had Lucario, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, if you remember in the original Sinnoh games, Riley would pop up on Iron Island, and he would walk through and help you beat Team Galactic. and with his help, you would get through the entire Iron Island, and then you would be able to get a Riolu egg at the end. So hopefully Riley will give us a Riolu egg here, which is why I got excited to see him. I'm hoping that he can give us our long-awaited Riolu, but he will help us take on the Team Rocket executive here. He has an Absol level 37, and the 2 Team Rocket, 1 executive and 1 grunt, have a level 37 Scyther and a level 38 Zangoose. The Zangoose will throw it a close combat and immediately just wipe the damn floor with Riley's Absol, so that was a little unexpected from me, but luckily because his defenses will go down, I'll be able to throw out a Surf and hopefully do a good amount of damage, maybe even take it out. No, we will drop it down into the yellow a little bit below half, as the Scyther will get to exactly half, it looks like. Riley will go ahead and send out an Ursaring, and that doesn't really matter a whole lot to me, as I'm going to go ahead and throw out another Surf. Zangoose did use Protect, so I'm kind of a little disappointed on that one that we won't get to take it out this turn. Scyther also does not go down, so it kind of was, you know, not a whole lot of damage from Surf there, but at least Ursaring didn't take a lot of damage. Ursaring will, though, throw out a move and take out the Scyther, as Swampert will hit level 41. The Team Rocket Grunt will go ahead and send out Mawile, which, because Zangoose is protecting, I'm going to go ahead and use Mud Bomb on Mawile, and I'm going to hope that as long as the Zangoose doesn't target me, we should be okay. I'm not too worried about it. I'm more actually worried about a Grass type popping up, or this Zangoose, the Mawile having a Grass type move. Seeing as how the HM for Cut is a Grass type move in this game, I have no idea what moves could be Grass type moves, as that's Swampert's biggest weakness. However, the Lucario will come out now. That makes me feel a little bit better. So Zangoose will once again go for a close combat. Hopefully not take out Lucario. All of Riley's Pokemon got one shot by this fucking Zangoose, and I did not use Surf on it. I used Surf on it the first turn, and then I stopped because I didn't want to kill any of Riley's Pokemon. But seeing as how they kind of just all got themselves killed, it's gonna be a 2v1 for a little bit. So unfortunately, that Intimidate comes out, but luckily I don't have any physical moves on my Swampert yet. Zangoose will use Detect to protect itself from any attacks, as our Surf will take that Gramble down a good amount. Headbutt will come out and do a little bit of chip damage to Swampert. I'm going to throw out another Surf, as the Zangoose will fail on its Detect attempt, and luckily the Surf should be able to take out both of them. A critical hit on Zangoose will go ahead and knock it out, and a hit on Gramble will also knock that one out. So it looks like we really just didn't need Riley after all. If anything, he kind of just got in the way. Executive Archer will send out a Gyarados, which is an interesting one. And let's see what the Grunt has. The Grunt has no Pokemon left, so because Gyarados is the only one left, I'm going to go ahead and switch into Volt. That way we can clear this guy out and kind of get him out of the way. Gyarados, I hope this one doesn't have Earthquake or anything. It has Bounce. That's interesting. So Gyarados will use Bounce on us. Luckily it misses, but it's also a flying type move, so it really wouldn't have done too much damage. Anyway, Gyarados is horribly, horribly allergic to electric type moves, so 1 Discharge is more than enough to take it down. Swampert will gain a little bit of experience and go up to level 42. Archer's last Pokemon is Houndoom, and I'm actually pretty okay with Volt being in still. Discharge should paralyze if it doesn't kill it. Fire Blast comes out and does a pretty good amount of damage to us, but it might be a 3-hit KO on the Fire Blast. Luckily, we're able to paralyze it with Discharge. We'll throw out another Discharge, and we'll go ahead and take out Houndoom, and hopefully we can clear the Safari Zone of the Rocket Infestation. Houndoom goes down, Volt gets a little bit of experience but does not level up, and we take out Executive Archer and a Team Rocket Grunt. We get a little bit of money as well from that one. I wasn't expecting that. We have what we need regardless. Don't expect me to be so generous next time. Whew, that should be free this area from Team Rocket. You've been a great help to us, Will. Thank you. My companions and I are living in Johto currently, as our cooperation was requested with the new battle frontier they've been putting here. I heard the new battle frontier is close to complete, it just needs more time. Visit us sometime in the future. Buck and I have a little house in Mahogany Town, and the girls are in Goldenrod City. I'm sure they would all like to see you again. At any rate, people should start returning to that area now that the goons are gone. I'll see you around, Will. Alrighty, and with that, we have cleared out the Rocket Infestation from the Safari Zone. immediately, I'm going to go ahead and fly on Togetix back all the way back to Olivine City, and we are going to face Jasmine. We have a little bit of time left in the episode. That Team Rocket incursion definitely took a lot of time out of the episode. However, it was very, very interesting to be able to see a lot more of what this ROM hack has to offer, seeing as how literally none of that was available in the original Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Right after you gave Jasmine's Ampharos the medicine, you would be able just to go right into her gym and fight her, but in this game, you have to do all of that in the Safari Zone, which I don't mind. It's a nice little side quest, and it was definitely nice to get up close and personal and take out all of the Team Rocket executives, especially because we only faced the executive Archer once in the original Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And so it's definitely nice to have a little bit of a change up, but let's head into Jasmine's gym and see what it has to offer. I knew you'd come here. Thank you for helping the gym leader, but this battle is a separate matter. Go for it.
I know how capable you are from the lighthouse. It's time you show that side of Jasmine to yourself. Good luck!
Thank you for your help with the lighthouse, but this time it's different. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm Jasmine, the gym leader. I use the Clang Steel type. Do you know about the Steel type? They're very hard, cold, sharp, and really strong. I'm not lying.
Alrighty, let's face off against Gym Leader Jasmine. Like all of the other gym leaders, Jasmine will have 6 Pokemon at her disposal, leading off with a Metang. I know for a fact her final Pokemon is Steelix, or at least her ace is Steelix, maybe not her final Pokemon. But hopefully we can get through most of this gym with Inferno alone, as we immediately are able to burn the Metang, so that Earthquake is going to do a little more than a tickle to us. I would not mind if Jasmine healed, that's perfect, so we bait out the Hyper Potion while we're able to keep that Metang under the burn. So we'll go ahead and throw out a Flame Wheel, get it down to half, and then I'll go ahead and throw out another Flame Wheel. That way we can save Lava Plume's PP. And with that, Metang will go down. And Jasmine has 5 Pokemon remaining. Alrighty, out. Holy shit, did you hear that voice crack? I'm still going through puberty. With that, her Steelix will come out at level 40, and we'll go ahead and throw a Lava Plume right into its face and get it very low health. I got it into the red, but its Citrus Berry will bring it back up a little bit, as that Earthquake will come out. And this time, no burn means no safety, and Inferno will go down. Luckily, though, I have a backup. I have God himself coming out. Swampert will be able to deal with a lot of these guys pretty easily with a combination of Surf and Mud Bomb. So I wasn't really too worried about this gym in regards to the difficulty, seeing as how this Steelix is not only her highest level Pokemon, but more than likely her strongest Pokemon. I also have a good amount of counters to just kind of anything Steel type related. So ironically, I say that as my Fire type would be very nice to have here against this Fortress. But we'll go ahead and use Mud Bomb and get it down a little bit. It'll throw out a Bug Bite, and that's not really going to do too much damage. So the second Mud Bomb will get it down into the red, and its accuracy drops. That gets the Bug Bite to miss, which is nice. That means we're not getting any more damage on the Swampert from this thing, and Fortress will go down. So just like that, Jasmine has 3 Pokemon down and 3 to go. Skarmory will come out here, and because of that flying type, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Surf, since Mud Bomb is not effective at all. That Protect will also mean Surf doesn't get in any damage, and we also get poisoned on the next turn up. But that Surf, since it got it down into the yellow at about half, I'll go ahead and keep Swampert in to live out some of these poison damages and take this guy out. So this Skarmory is kind of a bit of a pain in the ass with the whole Protect and Fly strategy, but I'm pretty confident Swampert can survive this and still take out Skarmory. Awesome. So Skarmory goes down, 4 down, 2 to go. And maybe a level up? No. Pretty close, though, to a level up. And unfortunately, the poison damage will take Swampert out, which kind of sucks. But luckily, with 2 Pokemon remaining, I'm pretty confident that we can at least do some damage to it. So I'm going to go ahead and send out Shelgon just to kind of wall whatever comes out, since I'm not sure what's coming out. We have a Bronzong coming up already, so that's a tanky Pokemon. So we'll go ahead and throw out a couple of Embers just to deal a little bit. Oh, wow, that does literally fucking nothing. Okay. Bronzong will throw out a Rain Dance, which makes me kind of interested for whatever the heck it might have next. Havoc fell asleep there, which kind of sucks. So what I might do really quickly is throw out a Revive onto Inferno and try to get Inferno back out onto the field. That way we can do a little bit here. Unfortunately, that Psychic will do a good amount of damage. So I'll go ahead and throw out the Super Potion onto Inferno and get him healed up. I'm probably going to implement kind of my own rule as we get into some of these harder battles into later in the game where I'm not using healing moves or maybe only like 1 revive, 1 potion per battle. That's probably what I'll do, is 1 revive, 1 potion per battle, just so I kind of have that. And maybe for like really hard battles like the red battle, I'll try to do that all in one go where I'm not, you know, doing heal switching and stuff like that. Regardless, Bronzong's Psychic does a pretty good amount of damage to us, as Lava Plume is really just doing no damage here. I forgot it was raining, so that might do it. I'm going to try to get the burn onto this Bronzong. I would like to do a little bit of chip damage to it, just like that. Bronzong will throw out another Psychic and drop us down to 7 HP. Luckily, though, with that burn, we should be able to take it out with this Lava Plume. No, we are not able to, so Inferno will go down from this Psychic, and Bronzong's burn might not be enough to even take it out. No, it is not. The rain stopped though, however, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send in Volt. I'm really hoping that her last Pokemon is not a ground type. That would really suck. And I'm going to throw out a Signal Beam just like that, and Bronzong will go down. So whoever the last Pokemon is, hopefully Volt can kind of just paralyze it and hit it with a handful of attacks. Magneton is the last Pokemon. So I'm definitely in an interesting predicament here with this. I'm going to throw out a Signal Beam and see how much damage I can do. It definitely would have helped to have Swampert for the ground typing, but seeing as how it just used Magnet Rise, it is now immune to ground types. So it can't really seem to hit us the same way we really can't hit it that hard. Say that 5 times fast. So we'll go ahead and throw out a couple Signal Beams just to try to do a little bit of chip damage. We'll do more damage to it than it'll do to us. 1 more Signal Beam should take it down, and we'll have access to our 6th badge, as Jasmine decides to be a total asshole and use a Hyper Potion, which just kind of stalls out the inevitable, which, I mean, more power to her. I mean, she can do whatever she wants to keep that gym badge. We'll get it either way. Thunderbolt and Signal Beam are both going to do a little bit of back-to-back chip damage. I'm hoping it uses Magnet Rise. No, it will not. So its Magnetism wore off, but it will not reuse Magnet Rise. We did get paralyzed from that, which is very interesting considering that we are a electric type. I'm going to go ahead and let Volt go down here just so I can get a clean switch into Espeon and just take this thing out really quickly with a Psychic type Psybeam. So we'll go ahead and throw out Espeon. We'll go ahead and use Psybeam. And with that, it'll just barely survive with fucking 1 HP because, you know, why not? Thunderbolt is going to do another good amount of damage to us, and this time this Psybeam will kill it. No Hyper Potion from Jasmine. And with that, we have beaten Jasmine, the 6th Gym Leader and the Steel-type Master.
You're a better trainer than me in both skill and kindness, and according with the league rules, I confer you this badge.
And with that, we receive the Mineral Badge from Jasmine. Pokemon up to level 70 will also obey us, and we receive TM23, which is Iron Tail. I believe that is a high damage, low accuracy move, and we also get to register her in the, what's it called, the Pokegear as well. So, fantastic. Alrighty, so there's one more thing that I want to do really quickly before we end off the episode, and that is head down here. Because I heard, now I want to say this very clearly, I heard that there is a certain something over here in this little entranceway, not actually in the Battle Frontier, but that we might need. So let's see. I do not have a dowsing machine, but I do believe that is what we need. So let me just double check. Yeah, no dowsing machine. So I heard somewhere that a shiny stone is kind of buried along here somewhere, so I'm kind of interested to see if we can find it. That is not what I meant to do. Because I have literally no idea where this thing could be, I'm going to run around a little bit and kind of talk about what we did in the episode. But we did a lot in this episode in regards to advancing the storyline. Getting through Team Rocket was definitely a nice plus, especially given that we got to face all of their executives, and I had a lot of fun doing that. Archer especially, it's good to definitely get a battle in with him before the Goldenrod Tower. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, we can go in. Cool. I did not know we had access to the Battle Frontier this early. So, I had heard that there was a stone out here that could evolve Togekiss, but I do believe that that article that I read was incorrect, as I'm not seeing anything out here. So what I'm going to do is off camera, I'm going to try to hunt for the shiny stone that people are talking about, as I literally just can't seem to find it. And once I do that, I will evolve Togekiss, so that way we have a bit more of a powerhouse on our team. But that'll be it for this episode, guys. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time.